Hi everyone and welcome to another painting tutorial. So today I'm going to take you through how I painted this Space Marine from the Angels of Fury chapter. So over a white sky undercoat I'm just going to begin by applying Dreadful Visage and Contrast Medium, and we're looking at doing a 30 to 70% ratio of this. And after giving this approximately 20 minutes to half an hour to dry, we'll move on to the next stages. So with the Dreadful Visage now applied, I'm going to move on to Baal Red, just for the lenses and the shoulder pads, and the bolt gun as well. And as you can see, I'm being as careful as I can as to not get any of the Baal Red onto any of the outer parts of the power armor. But as you can see there, I've made a little mistake, and I'm just going to use a different brush with a little bit of water on it to just remove as much of that as I can. But I'll be going over that later, so I'm not too worried about it. So with the Baal Red now applied, I'm going to begin working on the shading of the power armor. So we're just looking at some Abaddon Black and Lahmian Medium for this. I decided to mix in the Lahmian Medium just as allowing a little bit more control for this. And I should mention as well, I'm actually just using one of my cheap nylon brushes to do this. As you can see though, when they're relatively new, they hold a pretty good point. So they're perfect for, affordable brushes for things like shading and base coating, as I've mentioned in a few of my other videos. And now to start cleaning up the power armor, and I'm going to be going over essentially all of this for the most part anyway. So I'll be using Ulthuan Grey, and I'm also using my Raphael 8404 size 1 brush for this. So as you can see, a little bit of the Baal Red did spill over there, but again, pretty easy fix. I'm just going to be going over that with the Ulthuan Grey just to tidy everything up. And of course, same goes for with the shading of the Abaddon Black and Lahmian Medium mix. If it does spill over a little bit too much, you can always just go back and start correcting that. And now just to begin tidying up all of the Baal Red, I'm going to use some Mephiston Red and simply go over that, and I have watered this down quite a bit. This is really just to give a smoother transition, as generally contrast paints on Space Marines or even models just with a lot of flat surfaces doesn't tend to work quite as well beyond just being a nice sort of foundation of the colour. But yeah, Mephiston Red is certainly very close to the Baal Red. So now I'm just going to begin doing the outline for the chapter symbol. So it's essentially a skull with wings. And again, just using my Raphael 8404 size 1. I believe, actually, no, this is my size 0 brush. But either, they both hold a fantastic point. Really worthwhile brushes having, and very affordable. Again, as I've mentioned in previous videos as well. And as you can see, it's a little bit messy at this point. However, I will be going back and correcting the wing design with Mephiston Red. And as you can see as well, the Abaddon Black is quite watered down for this stage. Again, just allowing for more control. You'll find that you'll have to go over it a couple of times just to fill in the design. And just give it a really smooth smooth look. So now, just with the Mephiston Red, just fixing up the outline. So with the wing of the chapter symbol now done, I'm just going to move on to Ulthuan Grey, and I'm just going to begin by painting on the other part of the chapter symbol, which is a skull. So as you can see, not a lot of paint on my brush, just using the very tip and just really taking my time. And as always, as I often say with chapter symbols, especially if you're painting them for the first time, just make sure you have a reference in front of you and glance up at it as often as you need to. As it certainly helps having that little extra help from having a guide there. And now just going back to Abaddon Black, just to fill out the rest of the skull's design. And now just to base coat all of the metal parts, I'm simply going to use Thrash Metal. So I decided to keep the lenses pretty simple, so after the Baal Red contrast paint that I'd used to fill in the lenses, I'm simply going to highlight it with Fire Dragon Bright. And as always, just a white dot in the corner as a little bit of reflection for the lenses. And as a final touch to the power armor, I'm just going to use Dead White by VALLEJO and begin edge highlighting all across all of the white of the power armor. Now to shade the bolt rifle, so that goes for both the red and all of the metallics, I decided to use Black Legion and Contrast Medium. Just to sort of tie it all in together. And again, just keeping it simple with the one highlight, I decided to use Wild Rhinox Red, a really beautiful, vibrant red, and I figured it would work really well as an edge highlight against the sort of darkened tone of the red due to the Black Legion and Contrast Medium. So using a Raphael 8404 size 1 brush for this. And again, not a lot of paint on the brush, just using the tip and really taking my time just to make sure I can get some really clean highlights. And as you can see with the highlighting there on the top part of the bolt rifle, sometimes you'll find with miniatures you can use the shape of the designs to your advantage, and as you can see I'm really just using the edge of my brush and sorry, the side of my brush I should say, and just working against those areas just to get a nice clean sort of edge highlight. Obviously with the more central parts it's not really achievable, certainly not as easy. But yeah, definitely worth something practicing, as it's a nice little trick to edge highlighting a little bit faster. Now I'm just going to highlight with Heavy Metal by Scale 75. Just to bring out all of those metal bits a little bit more. So at this point I was really happy with how it was looking, however I decided to add just some final touches of battle damage. So with some Rhinox Hide and Lahmian Medium, I'm just going to start doing some minor scratches on the power armor. So as you can see, again, just the tip of my brush, not a lot of paint on the brush, and just really taking my time, as you want the battle damage to scale accordingly to the size of the miniature. So with the Space Marine, for example, it certainly, well, in my opinion, it looks better to have sort of smaller scratch marks on the power armor as opposed to larger ones. If you're working on something like a tank, something of the sort, definitely a few larger scratches would be appropriate for that. And now for Steel Legion Drab, and again Lahmian Medium. So with both of these mixes, it was approximately 50-50 for both. And I'm really just dabbing the Steel Legion Drab on, as you can see, just to add a little bit of sort of dirt and weathered appearance to the lower part of the power armor, as though he's been sort of trudging through the battlefield for some time. And in my opinion, for something like a color scheme of a white Space Marine, or even, you know, Death Watch being, you know, black or Black Templars for that matter, adding little details like this certainly adds a lot more to the miniatures, especially when it's over an entire army. So definitely something worth trialing out yourself and seeing if you like doing it. And here are some photos of the completed Angels of Fury Space Marine. So I hope you found this tutorial useful today. Thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next video.